Hey, it's Chris. It is the day after what I think might be the last debate we actually have in 2024. I don't know if Donald Trump will debate Joe Biden, but this debate was Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley in Iowa on CNN. Now, I watched 85% of it. Here's what I can tell you. A couple thoughts. Number one, this changes nothing. That's sort of the most important top-level thought. Nothing really is going to change based on this debate. Donald Trump had a town hall also in Iowa on Fox News at the same time. My guess is more people watch that than watch the CNN debate. So that's your big takeaway. Nothing changes. About the debate itself. So it was kind of weird. The first hour, at least, it was simply Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley dropping opposition research on one another. She is for this, and she said she wasn't. She's China, and the gas tax, and a national sales tax, and literally like nitpicky everything about their records that could be exploited by taking them out of context was exploited by taking them out of context. They just went back and forth and back and forth. You know, my basic view of these things, particularly in a two-person debate like that, is that the average person really gets lost amid all these sort of like opposition research dimes being dropped. I just don't see that really moves voters, because it's almost impossible. It's so insidery. It's like, well, you said this one thing, and then she says, no, I didn't say that one thing. You're lying. Go to DeSantisLies.com. Nikki Haley said a lot of that last night. And like for the average viewer, particularly someone who might be undecided, I think the sort of the reaction is like, nah? Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know who's telling the truth and who's lying and what's really going on here. It doesn't feel substantive in relation to my life, right? It's just about like things they've said in the past, or things they've done in the past, or things they haven't done in the past. So that was at least the first hour and 15 minutes, which again, I always remind people, it started at 9 p.m. Eastern on the East Coast, which means that at least for the East Coast, by 10 o'clock, the audience level has dipped significantly, right? People go to bed, people lose interest, particularly when the debate is how this debate was, which was just like not all that interesting. By about 10:20, so an hour and 20 minutes into it, they started to turn a little bit more to, the guy who's winning the race by 50 points, Donald Trump. You know, I think the only time you saw like legitimate, real feelings about him, how they actually feel about him, was when it was about his case about presidential immunity. Haley said it was absolutely ridiculous, the argument that Trump and his lawyers were making. DeSantis said Trump and his lawyers probably lost the case with the argument that they were making about SEAL Team 6 and them killing off a political rival. Can't believe we're even having that conversation. Anyway, it started to get a little more interesting there, but I just don't think really the takeaway from the debate was sort of like they both have a lot of opposition research on one another. They dropped it in a way that didn't feel particularly powerful. It just was like thing upon thing upon thing upon thing. So I don't think much changes. I do think Haley is more the momentum candidate. She was fine in this debate. I mean, I think she's really well-spoken. She's pretty charismatic. DeSantis, I guess if I had to pick a winner, I think DeSantis probably won narrowly on points. You know, he had some good lines. You can take the ambassador out of the United Nations, but you can't take the United Nations out of the ambassador. Bazinga. You know, so I thought he did fine. Again, like if you have to pick a winner, I guess I would pick DeSantis narrowly, but I don't think it changes much of anything. You know, I still think Donald Trump is the heavy favorite in this race, and Nikki Haley is the clear alternative to Donald Trump in this race, and I don't think that debate changed all that much. So that's it. I watched it for you. If you watched it, disagree with my take, throw it in the comment section. I'm always happy to hear disagreement. But otherwise, another debate in the books and not all that much news made. Have a great day.